So the Eagles were on the practice field for the second day in a row, and Jalen Hurts continues to do MVP type things, not just on the field, but also off the field. So much so that Sean Desai said, you can see why this guy is special. And speaking of special, special is just how the Eagles think of Nolan Smith. Dallas still stinks. Yo, by the way, Dingbat here, and I hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're hanging in there. So the Philadelphia Eagles took the field for the second day in a row, and today was a day of the good, the very, very interesting, the bad, and man, some really, really ugly, and hopefully some things are going to work out, and some guys are going to be all right. A lot of stuff happening for the Philadelphia Eagles, but before we get into all of it, if you're new to the channel and you like the content, make sure you hit that like button. More importantly, make sure you subscribe to the most censored, the most throttled Eagles content creator in all of the internet. And if you've been subscribed for a while, thank you so much for all the support you give to me. It truly, truly means a lot. And I've had several people asking me, and I said this a couple times, but I will be streaming every Eagles preseason game. If you're not going to get the game, don't worry. I will be streaming it, so you're more than welcome to come hang out with me during these preseason games. Of course, we stream every Eagles game during the regular season, as well as other games during the regular season. I don't really stream other teams' preseason games because, frankly, sometimes preseason games are just boring. I mean, did you watch that game last night? I watched like the first quarter and I was out cold, you know? So it is what it is. Also, later on today, I should be streaming, so look for that. Now, as always, we've got to talk about the injury report. And I'm going to talk about what the injury report was going into today, and we'll also talk about injury that happened late in practice. I want to talk about that early and get it out of the way because it's kind of, it's kind of upsetting me a little bit. But Ed Kratz said this: Eagles Friday practice report. Nakobe Dean and James Bradbury will not practice. Deon Cain will not practice. Limited. Barnett. Avonte Maddox with his big ass toe. It just keeps getting uglier and bigger and disgusting. Toes and feet are just disgusting anyways. Let's just be honest. They're just deformed hands. That's all feet are. Reddick had groin soreness, but he did, for the first time this season, take part in 11-on-11 drill. So Reddick is coming along, and he is going to be fine. I have no doubt about it. It should be like, shortly before Reddick gets going. Now I want to talk about the defense first, because the defense, we had something very interesting happen. And some people are saying, well, this is just trying to get people reps. But I think something different, because Sean Desai had a press conference and he was talking about how, you got to use guys to their ability. And one of the things that this defense does, and this is like music to my ears, okay? This is music to my ears because I consider this to be the exact opposite of what you got from Jonathan Gannon. But he says that the key and one of the things that this defense does is they take the players' talent and they use it in the best way they possibly can. And when we think of things like that, and if the Eagles are really going to believe in that kind of defense and believe in using talent that way, then it would make sense that when you're as thin at linebacker, which the Eagles are, when it comes to off-the-ball linebackers, the Eagles are thin, and you're without Nakobe Dean, it would only make sense that you get a talent like Nolan Smith and you use him off the ball. And that's exactly what the Eagles did today. Nolan Smith, for the first time in camp, got snaps with the first team linebackers as off-the-ball linebacker. It was him and Christian Ellis. They were your starters. We are seeing Nicholas Morrow's reps go down, by the way. I don't think this is just a coincidence, okay? I don't think it is at all. And it was interesting when Nolan Smith was lining up. One of the first times he lined up as an off-the-ball linebacker, he came on a blitz. And then the very next play, the Eagles actually sent Terrell Edmonds on a blitz as well. So if you're going to tell me that this team defensively and Sean Desai is going to go out and he is going to use the players to their talent, to their individual talent, and make it work for the team, I mean, you're telling me we got something here. You know what I mean? I mean, that's great. That is exactly one of the things I couldn't stand about Jonathan Gannon. No more quarterbacks throwing 88% completion percentages against us, okay? That ain't happening no more. No more. All right. Also, with Bradbury out, it was interesting to see Josh Jobe getting starting reps in Bradbury's place. He lined up at one point against Devontae Smith, and he actually had a really great play on 7-on-7s. He broke up a pass. I guess he was feeling pretty good for himself, but it didn't last long because on the very next play, Devontae Smith, top 5 wide receiver, get this man's gold jacket ready. I'm saying it now. I don't care. But you're only going to stop Devontae Smith. You're only going to get one pass break up here or there. Because the very next play, Devontae Smith, toe tapping, corner of the end zone, unbelievable catch, unbelievable pass. Hey, I like that Jobe is actually getting some snaps and as a first team, or as with first team corners if Bradbury's not there. Still, I'd rather have Bradbury on the field. I'm not gonna lie, but it is what it is. So these are some interesting things happening on defense, and Sidney Brown continues to get some chances with the first team starting safety. Him and Blankenship is something that I can see. That makes a lot of sense to me. Doesn't it make a lot of sense to you? I mean, why not? If those guys can end up being our safeties, I would not mind that at all. Speaking of Sean Desai earlier, I want to talk about this because this is what I'm talking about. This is why Jalen Hurts excites so many people, Pauls. But this is why Jalen Hurts is so good. This is why Jalen Hurts is an MVP candidate. This is why Jalen Hurts is going to be on the top 10 of the top 100 on the NFL rankings. It's a shoo-in now. He will be in the top 10. It's just a matter of where. Okay, but Jalen Hurts does all the things, not just on the field, but off the field. The kid works. He's focused. He's a great leader. And Sean Desai has even been really impressed with him. Sean Desai says that the kid comes, Jalen Hurts. I call him the kid because I'm an old man. But Jalen Hurts comes to him during, dinner and stuff like that, and he watches tape with him. He watches practice. He's asking for a defensive coordinator's perspective of what he's seeing. And for me, that is something that I've always thought. I don't know why quarterbacks don't do more of that. I know Tom Brady used to do that a lot of times, and it just shows how special Jalen Hurts is. And that's what Sean Desai said. He said Jalen Hurts is special. Sean Desai said Jalen Hurts came into his office one day during dinner time to watch tape from practice. You can see why he is special. And that's what it takes. Your quarterback has to want to win. He has to want to be great at all costs. And people can give him a hard time. Oh, he lost the Super Bowl, this, that. But he's focused and he wants to get better. And I have no doubt about it. I believe Jalen Hurts will get there. I believe he's going to get there. One thing, I forgot to talk about this. This really kind of bothered me. But one of the other things that happened on defense, and I know I'm going to offense defense, but I really kind of forgot to talk about this. We just talked about Patrick Johnson yesterday. We just talked about how good he was looking. And late in practice, Patrick Johnson goes to the ground, had to be carted off. And it's looking not good. It's looking like it's most likely going to be some sort of season-ending injury. We don't know for sure yet. We can pray for him. We can hope that that's not the case, but it's not looking good for him. And that's really a shame because he's really looking good, And I was actually thinking to myself yesterday, well, maybe if this kid's coming on to a point, maybe they don't need to go out and get a guy like a Yannick Ngakoue or something like that. Then Yannick Ngakoue signs with the Chicago Bears like an hour later. And then today, Johnson goes down. So hopefully he'll be okay. I really, it's really upsetting to see that happen. Hate to see injuries, but we'll see what happens. Now, as I was saying, offensive side of the ball, we had some very, very interesting things going on. Today we got to see STEEN take some snaps at right guard. Cam Jurgens at one point was moved back to center with the second team. And then you had STEEN at right guard, and then you had Driscoll at right tackle. And not only that, but during that whole segments of snaps, you got to see STEEN move from right guard to left tackle. I got to tell you, I love Stoutland. Stoutland is probably one of the best coaches in the league all around, okay? And I love what he does with these offensive linemen. He's making them very valuable. When you get guys that can play multiple positions, especially on an offensive line, they become very, very valuable to an offense. And, Stoutland always tries to get these guys cross-trained, be able to play multiple positions, but it also adds a lot of value. It makes it hard for teams to want to get rid of you when you can play multiple positions. I think this was one of the downfalls with Andre Dillard, was his inability to really do that until his last year of his contract, and by that time, I think it was kind of too late. But Steen was moving all around, and I got a feeling like I think Steen is going to be really, really good. I do. I think Steen is going to be one hell of a player, and I'm excited about him. Now, I don't know. I'm not saying I think he's going to beat out Cam Jurgens for the right guard spot. I don't know. We haven't even had a preseason game, but so far, so good. Another guy I want to talk about today, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, they look fantastic. We all know that. Devontae Smith especially really stood out today, I would say. Looked great. But we have a battle at that third wide receiver spot going. We have a big battle going at that third wide receiver spot. And today we saw some good plays. Olimad Zacchaeus, I don't know if I say his name right, but he had one of the better routes, they said today. Olimad Zacchaeus, according to Brandon Lee Gowton, ran one of the nastier routes I've ever seen in one-on-ones to get open for a touchdown against Keely Ringo. Quez Watkins followed up with a nice leap contested catch over Avonte Maddox. Remember, Avonte Maddox is limited with his big-ass toe, so he's not doing much of stuff like the 11-on-11, 7-on-7s, but he was doing some of the one-on-one drills. Quez also just beat Gardner for a touchdown. So it seems like we got a little battle going on with that third wide receiver spot. Oz has showed up. This is the second day I really heard them talk about him. And Quez, I would say, at least 3 days we've heard things about him. So it seems like they're going kind of back and forth. This is going to be a fantastic battle to watch during preseason. This is one of the positions that I definitely will be honing in on. There's no question about it. So the Eagles, they kind of finished up practice. Hopefully Patrick Johnson is going to be okay. We have interviews happening right now. I'm going to go and listen to some of those as I head into work. I should be back streaming at some point today. And we will definitely talk later. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat, and remember, it's Howie Vision. We're all just living in it. So a few notes to end on with practice today. The Eagles practiced for an hour and 40 minutes. It was only supposed to go about an hour and 15 minutes. Then they had some live hitting for developmental players on the third and fourth teamers. And then to finish practice, to finish it off, the Eagles put Marcus Mariota in a perfect position. Ball at the 28-yard line. Ball at the 28-yard line. Mariota under center. He looks, takes a snap. Now he's back to pass. Mariota looking. He's sitting there. He's looking. Now he's moving to his left. Looking. He's firing it into the end zone, and it is pass interference. Keely Ringo. What a way to finish it all off. What a way to finish practice with a pass interference. I'm Merrill Reese looking like Denzel Washington, and I'm out.